Hill, flat start.
Look at that.
And here we go on the foul. Put the foot back on and you go back in the fueling system. And back buttons up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, as that happens, this group of drivers is going to need you, the most awesome sight for all motorsports. We need you to rise to your feet. I need you to make enough noise to complete 900 plus horsepower in the motors. Ladies and gentlemen, the salute to the fans at the 54th Jim Baker Memorial Dirt Cup. Race fans, grab your seats. Cover your ears, cover your ears. Stop to get a little bit loud and really dirty here. Hairs on your arms start standing up. Blood pressure has low just a little bit. Check you're still here. It is that sweet. Our no feel down. 100,000 lights are out around Skagit Speedway. For over $100,000 to win. Matt Sweet and Brett Marks lead us into corner number 3. And out. Corner changed to the right rear shock. However, the stud, it broke off the right rear shock now. They got to do right rear shock for straight start. Now, when they put it on, will be the question. It's going to be a front nose wing change for DJ Yellow. Head on a swivel. Push around and come to you. Get you on your right. Back your run into the head got caught up in that heel outside. So Thornton comes in, who immediately go to pull the foot off and go straight to work on the mag bump. They're working on disconnecting the old one's off. New one's going on.
And of course, go back to 55 and Trey starts to continue to work on that right rear. Now remember, that right rear shot got broke off the top. It's currently still into it. So they find a way, they got a new shot over here, they get it back on to Trey. Yeah, they're drilling into where that bullet would go to see if they can get that out. They'll simply go back in.
Camera 3 is doing great work for us here. On the last pass, nice spin at the moment. That's big boss down there on the right as well. Neto, those leak repairs just about done. Torch, we gotta push some behind these.
Neto pushes and Torch pushes.
Torch here. Line up. Let's go. In order to push that position. Dorsey is back to the back. 3 spots.
So that happens, guys. Justin executed. They're having a whole new front end block on the 26th.
Starts with fire.
Max has had a great season. He's really he has a lady picked up his first sprint car win about a month ago. And is knocked down his top 10, North King of the West.
He has been qualifying like a monster here lately.
Open red. Here's an instant replay. Big switch for those of you in the house. Brad Sweet. Contact with Tyler Thompson there.
Well, open red conditions, and there's very few guys on the planet better than Paul Silva. So picks need to be made on the W. They've got an opportunity here.
That's going to be something to keep an eye on. They go to that right rear. We've made heavy contact with Tyler Thompson.
Yeah, one of the crew members looking it over right now.
Looks like Trevor Canal. Trey Starks back into the American Rock and Red Bull Series as well.
He has his last already, well, as has Thorson. And I think Trey's gone.
Guys, mid over to the sweet car. Who is assessing the right rear? Everything looks GRA. Ladders are packed, wheels up. All good for Brad Sweet.
All fuel in there, having a chat with Colby Copeland. Here's Brad Sweet.
An opportunity for Brett Marks to make a change if he wants to, get that car better.
Boy, he's been fast the last 10 or 15 races.
You also know that one of the CP best crew chiefs on the planet right now that doesn't get credit for it is Sean Strasbaugh of the Vehicle team.
100%.
That guy knows his racing.
Sean's been with Tom Booth for a long time, and Tom's on the sprint car for a long time.
But whoever they put in that car is fast.
Yeah.
And that has a lot to do with the wrench.
Absolutely, Sean's phenomenal. But I think they're right. I think Trey's helmet off, the talk coming off. Trey wants to be done. The defending World Cup champion is done. Caleb, also something that you and I talked about that also need to remember here. Points on the line tonight for the 3-Cup Challenge.
That's right.
One of the 3-Cup Challenge. And showing Colby Copeland down there chatting. There, Colby's one of the blue hoodie on the big screen. He's really cool, Doug, if you're in the house with the big screen. But the next round of the 3-Cup Challenge is the Gold Cup Racing Championship at the end of August. And the track is Colby Capone, Silver Dollar Speedway in Chico, California. And then the 3-Cup Challenge champion will be crowned at Trophy Cup, a 410 race now. And you'll be able to watch that one live on Flow Racing. That's going to be Halloween weekend in Tulare, California.
Like watching sprint cars literally knock the walls down in the silver. Tulare Thunderbolt will be the place to do it.
I don't think that's why Voice has been tested live event quite like it was tested at
Ah, you have that every time.
we did. That we're going to green save a little.
If you come down and chauffeur this stuff for you, I'll do it. It sounds like fun.
Yeah, there's a look for those who are on Flow Racing at the Boone Circuit. Mr. Tanner Holmstride. He picked up his first career national sprint car win a week and a half ago. Shelby County Speedway in Harlan, Iowa. The second place finisher in last year's Dirt Cup is one of those what-if moments for Tanner, because we had that late open red.
Yeah, and you remember, he was in control of that race. It was the fuel change on the Starks car when he changed the hill during the open red. Brought him back to life and got him an advantage after that straightaway restart. Very savvy crew and driver bought it. Swapped the bill over.
This will be no surprise to Caleb. Our fan fest today from 2 to 4. Drivers signing autographs. Who was the last driver to sign an autograph?
Ken Holmes.
Absolutely was.
Not sure.
Not one bit.
You guys, I can just jump in quickly. Forces to come in. They changed the make clock already. The crew's now looking at where the main fill is, trying to change that fuel flow and trying to diagnose what could be going wrong with Forces' car. They're putting the panel back on. We'll see where they go from here.
Brent Marble, the car chief on the car. Tanner makes a lot of calls. Stevie Smith, including I haven't seen Stevie here this week. I know a lot of times Stevie by phone.
Yep. Which is becoming a new thing.
They do not
the guys racing from afar.
69K, they see that throughout the year. Where Davey is on the phone with Donnie Price and helping make his calls.
That'll do it for time here on the open red. Cruz is clearing.
So Trey Starks, no right rear shock, and they basically, from what I understand, kind of said, not a lot to be gained at that point. Let's roll the car in the trailer for another day. Justin Young was supporting that for you. But we're lucky, JY, you didn't make AB, but you call a lot of racing with JY here. Oh, the 360s are racing weekend, which next week 360s in Compton. You'll be racing next Saturday night at Skagit Speedway. If you're looking for something to do,
We'll be here.
we'll be here. But JY does a phenomenal job.
He'll be up in the booth on the call. We're lucky to have him. Where our sprint cars are not rolling out on the raceway.
Also, something to remember if you're from the area, July 4th, we are racing at Skagit Speedway, the Hills Sports Sprint Cars, and a massive fireworks show. John said, let's go big on the fireworks show, so it's going to be huge. You aren't going to want to miss it.
And I thought we went big last year.
Yeah, you thought the Memorial Day fireworks show was big? Just wait.
Let's get
Just wait.
25.
Yeah, exactly. But we are racing on July 4th. Of course, the highest paying 360 race in the country, right here at Skagit Speedway, taking place July 24 and 25 with Bob's Burger and Brew, Brett Brownfield Memorial Summer Nationals.
Reminder too, you're going to see a lot of these same stars and cars in the Art King West 410 Sprint Car Series coming up here, along with High Rollers, the Interstate Batteries, High Limit Racing, the Skagit Nationals. That's coming up the 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Labor Day weekend in September. Skagit Nationals on their way. You can pick up tickets early at SkagitSpeedway.com.
Ticket sales pacing ahead of where we were a year ago. We had a monster crowd on Saturday night. As I look through our records in our 5 years of ownership of 26 Promotion, that was the largest crowd we've ever had at Skagit Speedway, was Saturday night of last year's Skagit Nationals.
Let's beat it.
Let's stop
Let's
it.
throw the challenge out there to
Yeah.
you Skagit Speedway fans, or if you're watching at home at Flow Racing and you enjoyed these 3 nights of Jim Raper Memorial Third Cup action, come on out and visit us.
It is the most, arguably the most picturesque racetrack in the country. Go out and spend an afternoon in Anacortes or Macon or on the water.
Oh, heck, drive up Chuckanut and
Drive
see
up
the
Chuck
signs.
Drive, exactly. You
And
know,
you can go back out to Mount Baker in a minute.
Dylan Schiebel, who was on our RF camera for Flow Racing, he was telling me on Thursday they drove to the North Cascades National Park, an hour and 20 minutes from here, and said it was gorgeous. So a lot to do within the area. Take the sights in, go whale watching, come out a couple days early, go check out the San Juans. You can see plugging away, those of you watching on Flow Racing, on that 88 at Tanner Thorson. Tanner had control of Interstate Batteries Highland Racing points for about a month and a half. I think right now 4 off the top of my head in points.
It's changed. It's
Oh,
changed
man.
a lot based on who's been on a hot streak, right? Rico's been up there, Reitzel has had it, Thorson for a minute or two.
Yeah.
Mark's now really on the come. We've seen that.
We'll be in action the next Friday, Saturday. Tanner's out of the car. I see there's Brady Forbrook if you're watching on Flow Racing on the left. Brady working for Tony Stewart Kerbeggers Union Racing, of course, his father, the legendary Guy Forbrook. Brady carving out a nice career. Britt Marble, the Marble name is absolutely legendary in Central Indiana.
They're changing fueling on that car.
Yeah, and Tanner, no surprise to see Tanner is the one out of the car doing work. Tanner works on his own car. He's the crew chief on race nights. He's the one communicating with Stevie a lot. Tanner is very hands-on when it comes to working on and building his race cars.
Mechanical knowledge, Tanner Thorson is, as far as driver goes, is right up there with the best of this. Very much in a lot of ways like that, Sammy.
Yeah,
in some
very much
regards,
so.
right?
I mean, absolutely.
In the most complimentary way that can be said, right? Because Sammy is one of mine. Tanner shows a lot of that very same. He's independent, likes to do things on his own, likes to figure it out, do something different than the rest of the crowd.
And
He's been fast at doing it.
Just likes to win.
Yeah.
Very much like Sammy is.
Deep desire.
You mentioned in the pair of guys that had a lot of good luck inside that building in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where we call our race Caleb Lime on Flow Racing in January. Buchanan, the Racing Stage CLP is going to be the Racer Team Foundation race next weekend.
A reminder, you can find out more about the Racing Foundation at racerleague.org. Mario Weiss. Red flag conditions, we are still attending to one of our drivers in the front straightaway. For those of you who are watching at home and wondering what's going on.
Max working with the Skagit Speedway safety crew. And you talked about it earlier, Caleb. Our safety crew and our medics, they train year-round here at Skagit Speedway. They constantly training.
Taking every precaution because our driver's safety, no we can replace any part on any of these cars. We can't replace the talent behind the steering wheels. The warriors who are braving everything and trying to get going. And folks, give a hand for Max Petrie, please. Petrie flip and turn it before then start this process is go for red.
We're very lucky to have one of the best safety crews in the country. Max is in very good hands. A lot of caution there as we saw Max just walk away.
This level of care that we're providing from our safety team is spearheaded by Gene Matthews. Gene took over his race director and such. He lost Gene a couple of years ago, but the driver safety was taking over here. Eric, who's now our medical operations head, and two of them put together this program that lets us deliver better care for our drivers.
You talk about how much the Skagit Speedway team can do here. A lot of them EMTs and medics and such. We had a childbirth in Dirt Cup 2 years ago. In our
A Dirt Cup baby.
Dirt Cup baby. So a lot has happened here at Dirt Cup.
Don't hear a lot of Dirt Cup babies being born.
No.
Conception, different question.
Camping's been very cool this week. It's fun to see the campers roll in.
Boy, what a benefit this long open red is going to get enforced. As they've gone full city changes and repairs on that car to get him back out on the racetrack.
We came back here too. Walked out there. They all gave a hug and then we went to the hotel room and like every house he was on. So I said, Tyler, what? Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I know. Tyler, what? Okay?
Well, as we said, Max communicating with our safety team, that is good news. And just taking a lot of precaution here and assessing Max, but he was able to walk away under his own power and chatting with the safety crew and maybe a little bit of pain just chatting with our safety crew and taking the most precautions. You mentioned it can never be too late.
Best thing we can report, alert and communicating with the tree. So,
That is good news. We saw him down there chatting with our safety team.
and now it will take a nice 5-mile-an-hour drive down the front straightaway. I mean, I've never seen it at 120 miles an hour, 5 miles an hour. It must feel like time is moving.
We see on Pro Racing there, Tanner strapping back into the race car.
Focus mode begins.
TJ Pitbull's hustling around the car there. So 12 laps in the books, 28 to go in the Dirt Cup finale here. Get fired back off. Sprint car's firing back off. Get him in line here in just a moment. 8 laps remaining.
Not push the infield. Everybody top off.
Yesterday track. And 10 laps to get into lap traffic. So boy, that battle from second, third, fourth has been hot. I think contested. Right now, Mark's second, Holmes third, Hitman fourth, and Diego Avery fifth. Madden second,